Mira Business FM, Dubai's home of business radio.
It's the morning drive. It's Mira Business FM. It's the start of another week here in the United Arab Emirates. Now, every startup dreams big, but going global takes more than ambition. Maybe glowing global would sound even better. It takes strategy, it takes confidence, and the right communication playbook. Now, this morning, we're talking about how startups can successfully expand beyond borders, from mindset to market entry, if you like. Joining us, it's Anil Abraham, who is the founder and CEO of APT Global Marine and Offshore. Now, a mechanical engineer by training, Anil began his career in India, 1994, moved to Dubai in 1996, and over the past 30 years, he's grown his company from a 5-person startup to over 2,000 employees across 7 countries, expertise in offshore wind, shipbuilding, industrial fabrication, dredge equipment, and green ship recycling. I'm guessing there's more there, Anil, but that's the list that I've got. You're very welcome.
Exactly. I think this is how we see it. No, I think we add the verticals all the time. So I think this is the 5 major verticals that we are talking about, but I think there is always more which will be coming in.
There is. There's a twinkle in your eye there.
Yes.
There's something coming for sure. Let me start with what does going global really mean for a startup today?
No, I think we have to look at how we should look at the global geopolitics, what's happening. How do you see opportunities outside of the country, the main country that we operate in, UAE? So I think we have to look at the east towards the west. I think that is how we need our clients also to connect from where we are to where we could be of more importance to them, where we could be of more help to them. I think that is what we would see, and in the long run, that makes the risk much, much less than what we are at right now.
When's the right time for a startup? This is one of those questions I've just realized as I'm saying it. When's the right time for a startup to consider expanding internationally, aside from now? When's the right time?
No, I think it depends on the type of clients that we have. In our case, when we started in 2003, we were actually involved in a lot of projects in the Palm Island, the Palm Jumeirah project, the Palm Jebel Ali project, and the World Islands. So at that point of time, we needed to, our clients who were based in Holland and Belgium and in other parts of the world, they were, at the same time, they were having a project in Qatar. So since we already had the initiation with them on the business, on the services that we do, and we started approaching them, and they told, okay, fine, why don't we do something? And then we started building here, sending it to Qatar, sending it to other parts of the world. And suddenly we noticed that there is an opportunity that we see. And we asked our clients, would it be good that we set up something in Qatar? They told us, yes, Qatar would be good. So in 2006, actually, we set it up in Qatar. So that's how we see. Follow the client, follow their the way they need the help as and when the services are required.
It's a very organic way, it seems to me, that you took.
I would say it's the most organic way, and I think we should keep it simple. We should not jump. I would say the next startup, I think the next after Qatar, we realized that India was growing with 2-3 projects over there, with the same companies which we were tying up here for projects. So they went that side, and we moved to India also in 2010. And from there, the biggest opportunities opened up in Europe in 2016. And as we are now, we started in Belgium in 2022. We started in Taiwan in 2024, and currently in US in 2025. So that's how we have followed the client, and we have seen how we could be of more of utilization to them.
You've really become global. What are some of the biggest mistakes that startups make when they try to enter global markets?
I think it's not a mistake. I think it's learning about what mistakes you make. Because I'm not saying that every step that I made in different countries would have been the best. No, I think when we went to Qatar, the first 4 years, 5 years, we were actually in negative.
Right.
But today, when we see after 16, 17 years, we are really flourishing there. We are really going good there.
It's about being ready to learn, I guess, as much as because this is your business. This
Yes.
is what you know.
Right.
But I guess when you move somewhere else,
Yeah.
you've got to be ready to accept.
Accept the facts,
Yeah.
and the fact is, when we go to any country, don't actually go very big, go very small, feel the place, how the local culture is, how do you interact over there. The client might be the same, but the local culture, the local people, there's a lot of difference. So we have to adapt to that, and that requires a certain amount of time. We have to understand, and then we have to move forward.
Is expanding globally about the right product, the right offering, or is it about your attitude, your leadership mindset?
I think it's a combination of both. I would say it's the leadership mindset that I have. I think we wanted to, when we say it's APT global, I think this is something which is always stuck in my mind.
Okay.
Let me go global, and that's the reason why we added a global. So that gives
Was it always global? Sorry to butt in. Were you always APT global, or was that always?
always APT global, and
Really?
that's always in the mind. No? How
Right.
do we get it more global in the approach in terms of the entities?
How did you justify it in the early days when you weren't global, you were UAE? Was it just I have a global outlook? What was your how
Yeah, I
did you
think it
phrase it?
has got to do with the outlook rather than
Right,
anything
right.
else. I think it's you should imagine, you should dream. I think that's fundamentally how it happens. I think there is nothing called we have to do like this. But I think it's something which should drive within you. That okay, I need to go to the next level.
It's good to hear that, from somebody that has built a company like yours. And because you're essentially, correct me if I'm wrong, you've kind of said, look, there's nothing wrong with dreaming,
Yes.
is there?
Yes, I think we should every day. I think you should dream of something
Yeah.
which is good enough to expand. And I think if there is no more of that, the business feels very much dry. Feels very much you're not in it. I think there should be a challenge that you need to have every day, whether it's going to be even going bigger locally, being bigger globally. So I think that's how we see as entrepreneurs.
How critical is communication, your strategy for communicating when you pitch to international investors or international partners?
I think it's always the communication mode has to be very transparent, very open, and very sincere in what you're approaching. So we always tell any potential of clients who come across our way, because we start with one or two clients in a certain country, and then it goes to 10, 15, 20, 30. So I think your clients, existing clients, are your biggest advocates, and they are the biggest, I would say, our sales leaders. If they feel good, I think you are there, you're moving, you're growing.
Yeah, okay. And you feed off of that, I
You
guess.
you you always get that. The referrals always come from the existing clients.
Okay. What common gaps in communication do you see when you see founders like yourself, obviously other people, stepping onto a global stage? What are the gaps in communication that you notice?
No, I think always it's because of the cultural differences. No, always you feel that there is you're the same way you approach a Middle East client will not be the way you approach an Indian client even. The way you approach an Indian client or a Middle East client would be totally different in Taiwan, or let us say in Europe or in US. So I think we have to adapt, and that requires time, that requires patience, and that requires the ability to judge and the ability to really take it easy, because I think we should not rush towards things to see that this is going to be it. No.
There aren't many business leaders that come into this studio who say, take it easy. I have to say, it's kind of refreshing to hear that. But you have to learn different ways. But again, it's that willingness to take that on board, even if it's not natural to you, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think every day, no, I think we can just, the more you say take it easy, the more you are there. I think if I would say, no, take it, oh no, it's going to be a tough day, it's going to be very, very difficult, I think you don't get up anywhere, you don't get to that point anywhere. So I think it's better to have an easy approach. It's better to have easiness in dealing with everybody and every situation. I think that's what makes us to move and grow.
Let's put you back in the shoes that you were a number of years ago, or just a few years ago. You're a startup leader. How did you adapt your messaging for the different markets that you went into without losing that kind of core identity, the core identity of your brand? What's the secret?
I think we have been very clear from start, know that, okay, your people are the biggest strength of the organization. So take care of the people, make them leaders by themselves. So every new entity that we have formed has been set up with the intention that everybody in this company who has been there for a long time gets the position that they deserve or gets the position that they aspire for. So it's not about, in the end, it's not about you. It's about the team. It's about the whole organization itself, which can see them in different locations. Because we have seen people going from here to Qatar, to India, to Taiwan to lead, not just be here. So everywhere we make sure that the cultural thing is the core should be the same. So we get the same people who have led at different levels over here to go and start those organizations, go and lead those organizations in the different parts of the world. So I think it's challenged sometimes. We have had difficulties. It's not that every other person would be able to adapt, but I think we have to give them the chance to see where we are going to be.
Okay, and allow people to
allow people to discover themselves, allow
Right,
people to see what is in it for them.
Let me ask you for a kind of advice, I think. What are the first three things, a few things, maybe it's 5, maybe it's 10 things, I don't know, that a startup needs to do before they go global, before you take the leap?
I think most importantly, I would say the way in which you have seen the clients. How is your relation with the existing clients? And are those clients basically local or are they global? Discover what is in it for them. And see the communication of what you can do as communication to the different companies that you're dealing with, different organizations, different entities that you're going to deal with. I think that's communication and seeing what is in it for us for the long term.
Okay. Budgets, I guess, are always an issue. Whatever business you're in, budgets are always 99.9% of the time limited. Where should founders never cut corners when expanding internationally?
I think you should, I would say that we are a company which has gone global without taking up any funds. We are zero debt. So we are in a position that we invest from what we have.
Okay.
So that reduces the pressure, because when you go to Qatar, when you went to India, when we went to Europe, I think it was born out of the fact that we are going to test the waters first. We are going to see how it works initially in the first 2 years. What will be our strategy in the first 2 years? What will be the budgets which are required in the first 2 years? So we have to be very clear what we need. And strategize as to what is going to be your strong points over there. How do we differ from the rest? Is it going to be a market in terms of the quality? Is it in terms of a better pricing that we can give? Is it in terms of adaptability? Is it in terms of speed? So you have to discover yourself and understand how the market functions. So it will not happen in, let us say, in 2 months or 3 months, but I think you have to give it time. You have to be in touch with the local companies. You have to understand how even local establishments work. Where did they gain? Where did they lose? I think it's important to know not only the facts where you have won, it's also important to know from where you lost also.
That's an important point, I think, to remember. That's an important point to take away from this. Have you found, in that you're a zero debt company? It's an unusual approach. I think a lot of people would probably agree. Have you? And I'm judging you from your demeanor here.
Yeah.
You seem a very and I don't mean light in a negative way, but you seem as though you're relatively stress-free. Does some of that come from I don't worry about the financial side because I only take the leap when I know, or I take a very calculated approach to the risk that I need to take?
Yeah, I think risk is always there. I think I just tell so many people, no, even a job is a risk. It's not that everything carries a risk. Okay, as an entrepreneur, of course, there are more risks than
Sure.
you can think about. But I think it's about how you adapt yourself. Do you get panic when you have something of a fall? No, I think you should not. Yeah, it's easy to say you should not panic, but I think it's the way you approach it. So I think the less amount of problems you have financially, the more strength you have within.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I'm asking. It's as though it's the weight off the shoulders, isn't it? In as much as that's possible.
Yeah, I think it's also fundamentally to learn, no, that businesses should not always be for getting more money, getting more profits. It's about expanding. It's about expanding globally. How you see yourself in the next 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years, where do you see it? So it's every other place that we went was not only to earn more, it was to improve the profile, improve the workability of with our clients, improve the opportunities for our people. So I think that reduces the pressure to a big extent. If you are only focusing on how much more millions can I earn from that country, I think that, for me, according to me, that would not be the approach.
Okay. What separates startups, Anil, from the startups that successfully scale globally from those that struggle? Do you think?
I not get you.
What's the difference? What separates a startup that scales globally well from a
Yeah.
startup that struggles globally? Is there a key differentiator there?
I think key differentiator would be the fundamentals. I think the fundamentals of business is about trust, and it's about the team which is with you, and it's about just making sure that the facts are facts. You should not be just moving around the facts and saying that, no, I'm still doing good. No, you're sometimes not doing good. So you should be able to accept the facts, and you should be open with the facts to your team and to the clients also.
It's about real
You should
honesty with your
honesty
clients, but with
ho-
yourself, really, as well.
honesty with yourself. I think fundamentally you have to understand, no, that your consciences should be very clear. What am I going to do? I think I'm doing good, or am I doing bad? If you're doing bad, you have to accept, no, that you're doing bad, and just do the corrections rather than saying that still I'm okay, I'm doing good, let me just expand. I think I've seen a lot of companies, a lot of industries, where people say, I'm still doing good, whereas they might be in huge debts. But, okay, it's not the outside demeanor, it's about the inside, about how strong you are, or how really truthful you are to yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I think I would say, no, certain industries are not noticing it, certain companies are not noticing it.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. We've got a couple of minutes left, but I really just have one final. I've a million questions. I always do, unfortunately, but we're always time limited. But the one question I'd like to finish with you in particular is, what one mindset shift did you have to make going from being here in the UAE to taking that leap to being global? Was there something that you had to fundamentally shift before you were able to make the jump?
I think the shift has been in terms of flexibility. The shift has been basically in how the adaptability that you need to have, because you need to be open with everybody. You need to be close to everybody. You should be. I would say biggest thing that you need to understand would be the flexible approach that you need to do with any different country or different cultures that you're going to be in. So I think you have to be very, very flexible. But of course, think that, yes, we are going to make it. We are going to make it happen.
We are going to make it happen. I like that. Anil Abraham is the founder. He's the CEO of APT Global Marine and Offshore. 30 years in his career, from a 5-person startup to over 2,000 employees across 7 countries. Offshore wind, shipbuilding, industrial fabrication, dredge equipment, green ship recycling. Those are some of the verticals. There are probably more coming. Can I ask you where you might be headed? Would you even tell me if I asked you?
Where am I headed?
Yeah.
I think we want to connect from the east to the west. I would say from Australia to the US. I think it should be one single connection where we are there as Brand EPT.
Okay. Anil Abraham, it's been a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, Tim. It was nice to be in the studios.
Appreciate you coming in. This is Mira Business FM. It's the morning drive. Get in touch with us. Let us know what you like. And remember, you can listen or watch again to everything we do on the website, on YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. Just look for Mira Business FM. The news is next.